This album, the Hallucination, amazing record. It's different than what you've done before because it's like so many different artists that you've worked with in crafting it. Pimienta, Shad, Tanya Tigat, Blackberry, Yasin Bey, Narcy Solers, all these people. Can you talk a little bit about how you decided to do that or how that came about?
Yeah, right out the gate with the planning of this album, it was to make a collaborative album. It's like, okay, what do we want to do now that's different from our last albums? Well, let's start working with some of these people that we now know and have met over the years of touring and made these connections and made these personal connections. You know, last night I was at Q and listening to Narcy talk about working with us, and one of the first things that Narcy said about collaborations, he said, I only collaborate with people I know. And I realized that that's pretty much what we did too. We went to friends, we went to people we were close to, people who understood what we wanted to accomplish in an album. Right. Or that were already doing things that could help us accomplish what we wanted to do in the album. And that's the same idea that ended up going into the album to make it like a concept album. That we were going out and trying to find the other members of Hallucination to come and help us make something bigger than just ourselves.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to start a revolution, you may as well have a good beat and get it rolling and to get it going. It seems like you guys are the ultimate in that in terms of changing people's minds and changing people's hearts and getting things accomplished where people are willing to see what's really going on. You guys have been able to do that just by getting them with the beat and bringing them to your side. Is that part of the sort of strategy to get things rolling?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the strategy to get this rolling. You know, when we started this, it was to make a party for Indigenous people. It was making music that represented Indigenous people. We quickly found that everybody was listening, and that gave us an opportunity to start talking to people who weren't necessarily paying attention to what was going on in the Indigenous community, be it through arts or anything. And once you have people and you have people's attention in that way, especially in the way we were doing it, in a party environment, in a club environment where people's defenses are down in a lot of ways. So you can start hitting them with a lot of things that don't necessarily sink in the moment, that you go away and still have to think about.
Talk a little bit about seizing that moment and really trying to bring everybody in to understanding what's going on with the Indigenous experience.
It's not even seizing the moment, it's that we're riding the wave. You know, there's always been a feeling with this project from the start that this is a product of what's already happened. We're just kind of the ones who seem to be holding it at the moment. You know, we were really in the right moment at the right time for not just for people to participate or understand what we're doing, but for people to allow it to even happen. You know, I really feel that if we had tried to do this 5-10 years earlier, that the community wouldn't have been in a time when it would have been okay. But when we did get around to doing it, when it did happen at the right moment, is when people were saying, okay, this is something that we need. This is something that we want, that needs to happen for our community.
Can we talk a little bit about the songwriting process? I mean, do you usually start with a beat, or how do these pieces come together, and particularly in working with other people?
Well, for this process, it was mostly all about collecting the samples and doing it that way. That's been the heart of kind of like what Tribe has done in the very beginning. So we followed that kind of blueprint, but then getting the opportunity to work with a drum group right off the hop, and you know, writing songs together, different recording techniques, mixing techniques, and like different ideas. We were just able to have a lot more freedom when it came to writing songs together with that.
Cool. Guys, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.